Hey guys, this is Chance Williams and welcome to this Saturday morning. We're going to be doing a programming here, and we're going to talk a little bit about programming, and we're going to talk a little bit about how to get started in programming. Now I'm talking about average, ordinary, everyday diagnosed controller failure or whatever that has to be not configured but actually programmed, or the information downloaded from the manufacturer site into your pass-through device into the car and make it actually function and run. First off, I want to tell you a little story about a 16 Silverado. Had another shop wanted me to do a programming on an instrument cluster they replaced. I learned something new. You have to have an R30, I believe it's an R33 cable to plug into the USB port because of new functions with cell phones to make for Android and Apple Play or Apple itself to make Siri work through your steering columns. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that. That was a new one on me. But I do mainly ECM, TCM programmings. I have done ABS control module programmings, quite a few programming on pretty much every module out there, pre 15 and below. Sometimes they can get you. I mean, it's hard to keep up with all the information, you know. I forgot more than I've ever learned, just like you guys out there. And to you guys out there that's been hard at it for many years and never ever stepped away or walked away from this industry, but stuck in there through the good times and the bad times and all the really hard times, hey, my hat's off to you. I salute you 100%. You're the backbone of this industry, regardless of what anybody thinks. Because today, when mechanics walk out, and you can tell right now we have a huge shortage of automotive technicians. Yes, like one guy said in our post, I'm not sure if it was in a post in our group or where it was, but it was the younger generation is learning to be electricians, and that's, I don't know how long that's going to take before that takes effect, but I've been an electrician in this automobiles for all my life, but now they're just going to super higher voltages, and you got to learn to deal with stuff like that. You older guys out there that's getting pretty close to retirement, you're up for the challenge, but at the same time you're wondering, should I? A lot more tools and money to invest in getting all the information out there as far as training and knowledge, and then working for a company or opening your own company to actually do the electric cars. You know, I've done we do quite a few hybrids from time to time. I've done the hybrid battery exchanges and stuff like that. The ones that I've done on the Toyotas, really not a whole lot to them. I've done a couple of Kias. There's just not a whole lot to them. They're a little heavy and a little bulky, but not too bad. But anyway, I want to get the logistics out of the way. Now this is information for learning the steps that I have taken over the years to get me started in programming. And the reason I've actually not started but have been doing programming for so long is because I've always been one to never turn anything out the door that I cannot do, and I just don't want to let it go. It's a disservice to your customer, number one, if you are wasting their time when you tell them on the phone, yeah, we could do that. Now if it's a general everyday customer, they might understand, but a lot of you guys will refer customers to other repair shops, and sometimes you never see those customers back. I always want to take care of my customers from the start to the middle to the end, every time I see them. And then just it's a customer thing. It's building relationships. It's doing your job right. So if you're going to be involved in any type of automotive repair, you've got to invest in a lot of equipment. Now, Snap-on, they're very expensive. Alltel, very expensive. Maxxis Pro, Alltel Maxxis Elite. Just tools after tools after tools after tools. Now, one of the things that I want to talk to you guys about is there's a whole lot of things I want to talk to you guys about, because I've actually been mingling and talking with a lot of you guys out there. I've helped some of you repair some of your headache cars, and I'm glad to be a part of that. And that's one reason why I started this group, is to further my education too as to what people are looking for. And another reason I started this group is, not to get off track, but I'll go right back to it, is to learn another way of helping people behind a desk or on a phone and getting paid for it. And the reason I say that is because my body's been put through hell, and now, you know, this is 2022 and I'm gonna make it the best year ever, but it looks like I'm gonna be swinging into another doctor visit and probably having another back surgery. I don't know, the pain is just unbelievable. And I told a doctor one time, pain is your friend, it lets you know you're alive. She didn't like that too much, because I've been in pain my whole life, ever since I can remember, back 10 years, when I was 10 years old. I guess jumping off of roofs and stuff when you're living in the country, you didn't have nothing to do, is bored. I guess it's kind of catching up with me. I actually jumped off a Walmart building one time too. That's not cool. I wouldn't advise that to anybody. But I've done very well in my life. I've been very successful, and so now I'm trying to find a different avenue of learning a whole new trade to get out there and teach you guys and help you guys and me learn all at the same time. And that's what I'm doing. And a part of it is, a lot of it is affiliate marketing. And if you guys want to do what I do and try to help and get out of your chair, and or before your time has come to retire and start a business in affiliate marketing, I highly recommend it. Now, I've been in it for a while, and it keeps me busy and it keeps me motivated. And it's all about the help thing. I have always loved to help people. You help people in a job and you get paid. I mean, it's that simple. That's the way it is. But anyway, to back up, a lot of you guys out there I've spoken with personally or messaged through have had this mentality, well, I just assume help her. She's a single mother with 3 kids and she ain't got no money. I understand that. I understand all the helping part. Or he's a disabled vet, or they're disabled, or that guy's just down on his luck. I understand all that. I help all of those types of people every day, but guys, there's a limit to it. And the main people I'm talking to is the people who own businesses. If you don't own a business, this information I'm speaking on right now is not for you. And a lot of you guys have faith, and I understand in faith. Faith has taken me through my whole life, and there's a lot of times I'm wondering why I'm even still alive to this day from some of the things that I've been through. And I know you guys think identically the same thing. But when it comes to investment in tools and equipment and stuff like that, and start jumping into learning all of this stuff, it gets expensive. Especially when you have employees, you have overheads, or you know, if you've got a shop full of techs and somebody comes in and needs a hand, do it yourself. I understand that. But unless y'all are just filthy rich and you can grab one of your guys and go pay him to do it, I'm pretty sure that he wants to put food on the table. So you don't take away from your tech, and you don't tell your tech, oh, I'll make it up to you. You don't do those things. You pay for a good day's wages for a good day's work, and that's that simple. I have helped so many people over the years coming through my facility. When all my techs are working, I'd stop what I was doing, no matter what I was doing, and I would help those people. I've installed ignition coils for free when I knew they couldn't afford to pay me. They asked me how much I owe you. I said, just, you know, don't worry about it. You down on your luck, you take care of it later, you know. But I'm just getting to the point of a lot of people will take advantage of stuff like that. And it breaks my heart to see people actually do BS like that, but it happens. And so there's got to be a limit to it. If you're going to prosper in business and put everything that you got on the line, I mean, just everything out there, your house, your family life, everything. to run a business, you need to do it right. Now, Barbara and I are doing some consulting right now too as well. If you're interested in that, please leave your email below and we will contact you. We're doing screenings right now, and we are in the process of a couple of good people that we know are a good fit for some quality fix time, if you want to call it that, to help them in their business. Barbara and I have been doing this for, you know, for years and years and years, and so we got to kind of tone it down a little bit, because when you get older, you don't have forever in life. It's like I said it, I actually posted something one day. Time has no mercy. She will eat you up. She will just destroy you. But anyway, I just want to lay that out there, and all this information I'm giving you guys is for your information to pick up on and use at your own discretion. Now, some of these links that I'll have up here, I will actually try to post them in the chat or in the box below, and y'all can click onto those and go through the information and stuff that I have that I'm going to show you to start off with. Now, today I want to let you know what I'm dealing with, and let me grab it. Hang on one second. So we had this, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about this too. There's so much to talk about. Most of the time you can't cover it all in forever steps, but you can get the biggest majority of the information that I want to get out. I'm gonna try to get out here in this next 0 to 45 minutes or hour or less, whatever. But anyway, we have this pickup truck. It's a GMC, and it's 3,500, and she is nasty. The ABS system went down on it. It had all kinds of traction control lights, skid control lights, and all that other stuff on there. We also had, we didn't have any problems with any communications on the control modules. We just had some code stored for the ABS control module relay circuit, which I know a bunch of you guys have run across that. Never had no issues. Now, this vehicle's been here since October of last year. So I diagnosed it as a faulty control module. And sure enough, go to order one, you can't get one. Well, we put it on order in October. It just walked in the door yesterday. That's how bad our country has gotten. Look, I think Christmas was the worst year for the highest gas prices, highest food prices. Can't get people to work. You want to lay on the couch. Not my group. Y'all guys, y'all rock. I know y'all out there in the fields every day. But that's what people are wanting to do, because the government's wanting to control control the society. Well, I'm not one for letting anybody control me, and I'm hoping y'all are the same. And I want you to make your own path, and I want you to make every year the best year you can make. I want you to be as wealthy and as prosperous as you can make yourself. But the first and foremost message that I have for you, make sure you spend plenty of time with your kids, because if you don't, you're gonna regret it one day. My cabinet's trying to roll away. A lot one will. But anyway, on this ABS system, so anyway, we parked it outside. It's been sitting there. Of course, the battery is dead. I went and put the battery on charge, charged it up, and I was like, waited, went did some other work, took the battery out there, still a no start. Daggum, go ahead and get it pulled in here. Well, then all of a sudden, I've got no communication with the BCM, ECM, TCM, and a few other modules. I think there was only 5 modules on the site, on the network that I could actually talk to. They all showed no codes. Well, I knew right then that when all that stuff went down, that I had this ABS control module more than likely fried. So I actually unplugged it, and all my controllers come back alive just like they were supposed to, other than the brake control module. So I actually pulled this thing out, took it apart. I don't know if you guys can see that, but just sitting out there from October to now, it melted. Gave me lost communication with all my controllers and kept the truck from completely starting and running. All right, this stuff Really, if you just get around it close enough and you smell it, you'll know it's on fire or it was on fire. Garbage, that's where it's going. All right, so we've got to program this particular control module. So we're going to go on the site and I'm going to show you the steps to get there, and I'm going to show you the tools that I used when I first got them, when I first started doing programming, that helped me 100%. But first we're going to talk about the company who basically controls the industry in programming. Now here we go. All right, so this is Drew Technology. Let me zoom in a little bit here so y'all can see it. This is actually Drew Technology, and they are the leaders in the industry when it comes to programming. Now, I'm going to tell you guys out there right now, if you own a repair shop, if you don't want to get into programming, I understand. It is a pretty good investment. But Drew Technologies has a solution for you. Am I getting paid for Drew Technology? No, I'm not getting paid a dime. I'm just giving you all this information. You see this wrap box? They call it a remote remote assist program box. So basically, I think, from what I'm told, is they'll ship this thing to you. Maybe no charge is what I was told at one time. This was a while back. Check the information. I'm not positive about that. All you got to do is call them up when you're ready to program a vehicle. That's all you got to do. They charge, I imagine, $125 or more. Make sure that you put it on the ticket and you at least make 25% off of it. You can make as much as you want, but I'm just saying, have some investment in the real estate that you're standing in to do the repairs on the cars. So you kind of got to have, to make money. That's what it's kind of like, right? But anyway, that's the box that they have that you can actually call them up on, and they will actually be sitting behind a desk, and one of their technicians will actually program the car for you. And I'm almost positive they do almost everything on the road. They have BMW, Mercedes, Toyota, Kia, Priuses, just everything you can think of. Ford, Chevrolets, they can do them all. Or I suggest, if you want to do it all yourself and want to get involved in it, then one of the things that I think you should do is come right here and get this toolbox. If y'all can see that, it's a toolbox from J2534 Toolbox. So you go to there at drewtech.com is where you need to go to. You need to hit the support tab, go to their downloads. All right, once you get to their download page, you scroll all the way down to the very bottom down here, and you'll see the red toolbox over here. All you got to do is download it. It's a free download, and once you download it, you're going to grab it over here, and we're going to open it up, and it asks for some information. So you're going to have to bear with me here. It's going to ask you if it's a pass-through device, and then you enter the serial number of your device. Once you get your serial number installed in your device, you need to be connected to your computer, your laptop. Now, I'm telling you, I'm using a newer processor. General Motors no longer supports Windows 7. Windows 7 is completely dead right now. I was using it up to the very end, and I opened it up one day and then it didn't work, so then I had to move to Windows 10. So we're going to hit the auto login. Make sure you're connected to the vehicle. It's actually searching for the device. It would be nice if it had your little window up there and say, hey, TikTok, we're looking, but it doesn't. Just give it a second and it will pop up. They have all kinds of information in here. Really wonderful information, to be honest with you. So if you want to look into their sales, they've got all kinds of different things in here they can sell you. As far as their newest devices and what have you. You can actually even go to diagnostics, and you can really only check trouble codes with this right here. I'm not going to check them because it tells me to turn the key off and on. I'm not going to do that, but you can just read diagnostic trouble codes through the PCM, I believe. You can actually even clear them. The last time I used this portion of it, it doesn't check all the controllers on the car. So you go back over to the general tab, you can read all the latest updates. They stay pretty much on top of everything, which is pretty cool. So you can also go over to North America, where I am. If you're in Europe, and this also has a heavy duty and also has a support tab. But anyway, you can come over here and hit the North America tab. We're going to go down to General Motors. Now, what's pretty cool is you can click this and go directly to their site. I don't want to do that because this is still connected to Windows 7. I'm almost positive it is. I already have my tab open up on Google Chrome. But it also has information on here for General Motors information as far as the support and what it takes to actually use their information and what type of processor you have to have. I mean, just the capabilities right here, it'll tell you, it'll give you a walkthrough, what have you. Also, what I think is pretty cool, they have videos. They'll actually walk you through this step by step to get you set up. Now, you have to have a subscription to General Motors, Ford, Kia, Toyota. I don't care what site you go to, you have to have a subscription there and have to have kind of like a membership in order to be able to use their information. Now, this is the coolest thing that I can tell you to do to get started doing programming. For you older guys that's already done this, already been there and done this, hopefully this is just a recap for you. Maybe you was doing something one day and didn't remember that, oh, I have the toolbox. I have actually done that myself. But anyway, we're going to back out of this. We're going to go back up to this tab. We're going to go to AC Delco site. Say for instance I was already in the toolbox and I just clicked it, it would open up the page. It would open up the page where you go over to fill out all your information, set your password, passcode, mailing address, and all the stuff people want, man. All right, so anyway, let's log in. You're gonna go under terms and conditions. You scroll to the very bottom, you hit the click button, and you hit agree. Now, another reason I'm telling you this is because General Motors actually changed their site up a little bit. And I've had a few shops call me and said, hey man, what's going on with that General Motors site? Yeah, it's they changed it up a little bit, and it's really not difficult. It's a little bit, to me, it's a little more user friendly, so to speak. I kind of like it. They got some neat look. They put more graphics into it, basically, is what they've done. But anyway, I think we're going to look. I can't remember whether I had already put this vehicle in here or not, but we'll take a look and see. So anyway, once you get all signed in, you make sure you go over to subscription. You can go over here to add. You can add 1 to 25 cars. They are $40 a piece, period. And I guess what the cool thing is they are actually good for 2 years. So you have the option of either charging a shop fee if you have to do another programming, but some people do a programming package where they'll charge a certain amount for the program package itself, and then they'll charge a labor on it. There's not a whole lot of money to be made in programming, guys. I'll just be completely honest with you. I'm sorry, it's just not. But it's a service to the customers and to the shops around you that actually need the stuff done instead of having to go to the dealer. Some people don't like dealing with the dealer because they have too many turnovers. You don't never see the same person and all that other stuff in there. But anyway, you'll pick out your vehicle, but we're going to look through mine and make sure that I don't already have this vehicle in here. Let me take a look real quick. Alrighty. Alright, so I don't have it already in here, so we're going to do what we do. Now, once you are done logged in and got all your information out, you done pay for a subscription, what have you, you go to view. Once you go to view, you go to the very bottom, you hit add a VIN. And of course it tells me to log in again, and I don't know why it did that, but let's find out if it's working like it's supposed to. I don't know why it told me to log in, but I am logged in. Alright, so we'll go back down here to view. Add a VIN. Maybe it just didn't like what it saw. And it also pop up there, you're not authorized. Don't worry about that part of it. Now you'll come to this page right here that actually says TLC admin. I think the screen's a little larger than the thing, but anyway, it says TLC admin console, and you have a home, and then you have support. The support tab is not working. I mainly think that's the support tab is mainly for the dealers, because you have to have a 6-digit code to get into if you need some information. I prefer you just call the AC Delco help desk. They are really wonderful people and pretty sharp guys on there that usually help you out and help you through any problems that you need. You read all this information right here, and it'll tell you have to have 8 gigabytes of RAM, 100 gigabytes free, blah blah blah, and all this other stuff. Then there's a user guide you can click on, training video, and it'll tell you to download Tech Connect. Don't do that. Stay away from it unless you have the MDI or MDI2 or whatever they're using now. So you just really want to launch. And I did this the other day, and it actually opened up in a tab behind here, and I guess it's probably a pop-up blocker that's stopping me. But anyway, it's checking right now. It's checking lease. It's running its course. It's fetching. It's registering. It's granting. Yay, we are in. All right, cool. Now, if you're not hooked to the vehicle, I assume you can go directly to their site and you can actually do it manually. I've never had to do that. There's probably some information that you could actually gather that you might want to look at offline, I guess you so to speak. And what I mean by offline is not connected to the car right away. But anyway, we're not going to do that. We're already connected to the, hooked to the car, and I am, by the way, using a J2534 pass-through device, and it's a Snap-on pass-through device 2, which is Drew Technology. Snap-on's just paid for the rights to slap their name on it, and what a pretty penny they paid. But anyway, we're going to hit connect right here, and it's going to ask you. See, this is where I was telling you about don't download on that other page. I don't have the MDI or the MDI2. I don't have either one of those, so I wasted a lot of time. So it's going to recognize the pass-through device when it's searching for it when you're connected to the car. I'm already got my check button here. Now I'll tell you another thing that they did. They actually took and moved, which a lot of you guys are used to the connect button being, or the check button or whatever being on the right hand side. Well, they moved it over here, so don't jump over here and hit cancel. You'll have to start all over again. All right, so we're spinning here. This is their new layout. You can see basically it's saying I'm connected to the car. It's green. It can tell you the serial number of my pass-through device that I'm using. It has a dashboard if you want to go to the dashboard, but I don't really want to go to the dashboard, but we'll kind of stay away from that. All right, so it also tell you right here GDS2 diagnostic check, and it's also tell you, hey, you don't have enough privilege. Well, it's because you didn't pay enough money. I don't want the privilege of diving through your whole site. I'll be there for years. So we're just going to hit this button up here on the top left that says SPS2, and if you hover over it, it turns blue. Connect. And then you got this pretty little cool screen comes up, a lot more graphics that they actually added into it. And so we're at another screen, correct? Right. So it pulls my VIN number up over here. It's a Savannah GMC truck 2017. And these are the versions down here, the actual updated versions, and it is Windows 10 version. If you connect this thing to a Windows 7, it will kick you out and you won't go anywhere. All right, so still got the information up here, and there's this support tab over here if you run into problems, but I'm telling you, don't use it. I think it's mainly for the dealers. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I tried it one time and it did not work for me because you have to have a 6-digit code or something like that. All right, so we're going to hit reprogram, and we're going to hit replace, because we did replace the ABS control module. And then you're sitting yourself going, well, what's next? This is kind of ridiculous on their end, and I didn't like it. When I first did this new site of theirs, I was like, okay, what's going on? What's next? I waited and nothing happened. So if you look way down here in the bottom right hand corner, you can't hardly see it. It's a green button. It says next. So hit the next button, It's going to find support. Oh, and by the way, while this thing's working here, I'm going to tell you another thing. Whatever you do on these newer cars, do not use a battery boost box. Do not use a battery trickle charger. You have to have a battery maintainer. I cannot be clear enough on that. You can and will lock a controller up and will be spending lots of money out of your own pocket to go and buy and replace the controllers. Don't do it. I know I'm just telling you, it's expensive to invest in doing this stuff. And Snap-on, of course, I'm gonna say Snap-on again. That's where I buy pretty much everything, unless I go to Harbor Freight or the Mac guy comes around, or Matco guy. Yeah, Mac guy comes around. But anyway, so we're gonna dig through here and we're gonna look for ABS control module. Well, actually, it's gonna say electronic brake control module. So we're gonna click on that and we're gonna look for these little bitty tiny buttons at the very bottom right hand screen. We're gonna hit next. How about that? It's a spinning. And then, and I'm gonna tell you something, y'all gonna think this is silly, but I figured it out. And I like it. And I'll tell you why I like it, and I'll tell you a little short story. This thing says right here, VIN slot usage confirmed. Warning, the current vehicle will take one of your available slots. Do you wish to proceed? And if you proceed, and you cannot get in there and program that vehicle, it does not take your slot. Now, I think a woman thought of that when they were putting this program together, and I like it, and let me tell you why. You remember I told you about the, I'm pretty sure I did, about the 2016 Silverado four-wheel drive instrument cluster that I was going to do. I had to pay 40 bucks for that slot, that $40 slot to get in here to program this truck, right? All right. Well, when it asked me, hey, plug in the USB device, I started scratching my head and I was like, oh, what's a USB device? I don't know what that is. I'm telling you, you probably think I'm stupid, but I wouldn't plug my damn cell phone in. It didn't work. So anyway, when I did that, I was like, hell, that didn't work, so what's next? And so I got doing some research. In order to program that, you do have to have an R33 cable. And it kind of looks like this on one end. You know, the big old cables you use for your monitors. It's like that on one end. Excuse me. And it's a USB device on the other end. So my laptop's not compatible with that portion of it. So I called a buddy of mine over at the Chevrolet store and I told him, I said, hey, I'm in a pinch over here. You take care of this for me. And yes, he took care of it for me. So with that being said, when this thing did not proceed, it saved my slot for me. It kept from wasting my money, because you just really don't want to call the damn shop and say, hey dude, look man, you know, you owe me 40 bucks, I couldn't do nothing for you, sorry. Hey dude, sorry, I don't know man. You're supposed to be the programming guy, right? Well, General Motors stepped in and helped you with that, and I'm really thankful for that. That's awesome. Because I have had, not many, but you know, maybe 2 or 3 that I have had to pay for. But it worked out better in the long run, because the car eventually came back for something else, which is cool. So props to General Motors for doing that. That's awesome. I like that. We're going to hit proceed. And we're going to wait. And it's going to think, should we do this? And one thing I should have did that I didn't do is I didn't check to see if I had communication with the ABS control module after I installed the new one. You can have communication with it, I'll let you know, but that thing was melted. I've never had one like that actually blowed a fuse, but it's a possibility that could happen. All right, now it says right here, there was an error retrieving the controller data. So it looks like I'm gonna have to figure out what is actually going on here. And when you hit reset, it goes back to the main screen again. And so therefore it saved your slot. So let me tell you what I did and the reason I did it. I put that control module in there, and I'm usually pretty good about hooking my scanner up to see if I actually have data. I didn't do that on this one, so I thought I'd go through it to see. But guess what? It did not work. And the reason it did not work is because it had a fuse. Fuse is blown. It's real simple. If you want, you can always rely on your data. Go to your powers and grounds. This is a picture of the fuse box under the hood of this thing. I went right to it. And unfortunately, unless you pull the covers off these things, you can't really tell whether they're blowed or not blowed, right? It kind of stinks. But anyway, let's go back to what we were doing. This time we're going to do it one more time. And we're going to install our fuse. You hear the beeping in there? That's a good signal right there. Excuse me. Alright, so we'll go back over here. We're going to go to replace again. One more time. We're going to hit the next button. And this time, we're going to launch it. We're going to go over here to electronic brake control module. We're going to hit next. So look at here, warning again, which is pretty cool, because if you run into a situation where it doesn't take it, it saves your money for you. Hey, they're looking after us. It's about time, right? And it's gonna sit here and read 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 and read. Oh, the fuse may be blowed, but I don't think it is. There's two fuses for it. It says the GDS2 is not communicating. We'll change ports. Go over to the USB port. And see, this is another thing about dealing with programming. You never know what you're going to run into. So I actually switched it to another port. I'm going to step in here and make sure all the stuff's still on. I know it is because I hear the key running. I mean the fan running. Now we are all still plugged in and still rocking and rolling here. I just changed over to another different port, so let's try this again. That's another way to tell right there. I'm not connected, so it's not green anymore. So what happened? I wonder what happened. So these are the things you have to figure out. So, and see if our car comes alive up here. Hey, if not, it's no big deal. We'll start all the way back over. Because I know it's connected to the car. I know the car is on. I know I've got communication now. So let's back out completely. These are some of the things that you will actually run across from time to time, which kind of stinks, but that's just the way life is. So we'll go back over here and we'll go to login again, and then we'll go back, start all the way back over again, and we'll go, because see, it still didn't use our slot, so we still have a slot available. So we're just gonna have to start all the way back over again. Normally what it would do is take your money and then you'd be stuck with it before they change it, so you could actually go in there and pick the VIN number out on it right there. But anyway, let's launch it and then we'll log in again, I guess. Or excuse me, we're gonna watch the pop-up and it jump back into the back window back there. And then we're gonna let it check for software. So we're gonna start over here. Let it go through the little spill again, guys. Throw our fuses away there. We're going to hit select. We're going to hit pass-through device. We'll hit continue. And we are green again. How about that? Somehow or another, I guess maybe something's wrong with my port on my new laptop. I've had it about 6 months, so. But anyway, we're going to finally going to finish this thing up. So this is some of the little hiccups that you'll run into from time to time. You'll lose communication. You just all kinds of things. You can run into error codes out the boo-boo that you'll be chasing, and sometimes programming is just not worth it. Sometimes it is worth just calling Drew Technology to tell them to send you that box and let them take care of it. They're a lot smarter at programming when you do it every day of the week. I guess if you do anything every day of the week, you should be a master at it, right? Alright, so it's reading vehicle data this time, and it's still spinning, so it looks like we're doing pretty good. Alrighty, so we made it to the page that we need to make it to. So we got the little box checked over here. Now over here on this side of the screen over here, if that box is not checked, you do need to check it, and then you can proceed. Now if you're looking down in the bottom right hand corner, if the little square box is green, then you can proceed. If it's not, then you can't. So let's see what we're getting into. Alright, so it looks like operation BCM, and it says uncalibration, so I mean unrecognized calibration, so that's pretty much the one that I want to do. So we're going to hit next, and then it also tells you, a lot of you guys do these programs on these things, and then the blend door actuators doesn't work like it's supposed to. If you'll read that up there, it'll tell you, hey, don't go replacing controllers just because you did this. You have to do a reset or recalibration on the blend door actuators and the controllers in there. Sometimes you can turn the key off, wait 30 seconds, and then turn it back on and let it set for 30 seconds. And then if not, you have to power the unit down by pulling the fuses. And it tells you up there which ones to pull. So don't go wigging out. And it says, please confirm the ECU has been replaced, and I can confirm that because the other one's in the garbage over there. Alright guys, and she is writing to the ECU. It's already downloaded it from the server into this computer, and now it's waiting to write it into the ECU. Now ECU is electronic control unit. It doesn't matter if it's an engine control module or an ABS control module, they just consider it an electronic control module. And of course, when that happens and the information is downloaded, you hear a bunch of bells and whistles and things just clicking all over the place, like the lights flashing, and that usually happens. And then it says, guess what? Your VIN subscription has been updated. Would you like to view your profile? No, not really. I don't. They're actually, like I said, they got more user friendly. They're giving you a little more information, tidbits of this and tidbits of that. So, but anyway, so guess what? It says up there, you're active available for 20. I have 27 active VINs in here that I can use for the next 24 months. So 27 vehicles I've done in the last, since this, no, that's way after that. It's actually about less than 2 months I've done 27 programmings. So actually it's everything's complete and done. I just want to let y'all know that because we're done. We can actually start over with another vehicle or another VIN number if we wanted to, but I don't have to do all that because it's simple. All the stuff that I've done is already completed. Now there is one last little thing that you really need to do, and you really need to hook up your scanner. You need to go into that little booger in there, and you need to wipe all the codes out of every controller in there. If you're not capable of doing all that, I'm not sure whether you should do it. So, or if you just sub it out. For you guys that subbing it out, sometimes you lose customers that way. That's a little trick that I've learned over the years. And as far as recommending other repair shops, I don't. It's hard to do sometimes because sometimes another repair shop, I got some great people here in repair shops in this town, but I can't recommend them. And it's not that I'm worried about losing a customer, it's that I'm worried about something happening and then me saying, hey, I told you to go over there. And then you feel obligated to take care of whatever issue that it is. Excuse me. And then you're in the middle of a war sometimes, you know. It's that simple. So I guess this is just about ends the conclusion of how to program, and there's some pretty good information in there that y'all could use, and I highly recommend that you use it. drewtech.com. Simple. If y'all guys want to learn how to do affiliate marketing and build a Facebook group like I'm building, I didn't start this Facebook group on the whim. I knew my page, but I've built a group of outstanding group members here. I love each and every one of you guys. You guys listening to some of your stories is awesome, and some of you guys have got more certification than you got sense, and it's like I always say, it takes a special kind of stupid to do what we do. Anybody to go out and invest the money that we do in the tools and equipment just to please a customer or please a boss is a special kind of stupid, right? So anyway, until next time, I guess we'll talk. Now, if you want to book a call with me and you're interested in our program that we have for teaching you how to basically grab hold to your shop and make it run like it's supposed to, make it very profitable, you need to send, I'd prefer that you message me with your information, and just message me yes and an email, and we'll get together and we'll start talking. If you want to learn how to build a Facebook group like I'm doing, and learn how to build digital assets and learn how to make money at it, I'm here too. I'm here for y'all 100%. And the main reason I really started this whole Facebook group is because you are my brothers. Y'all are in the trenches with me day in, day out. Y'all know what it's like to wake up in the mornings and feel the pain. And it's not that it's a good thing, it's that I'm actually finding a way out, and that's what I want you guys to do. I want you to find a way out, and the way out that I'm taking, and which will be very beneficial to you in the long run. It's not easy making money. And I can tell you one of the things that I have learned since I have opened up this Facebook group, and it is almost just about impossible to get anybody to really understand anything about life, because you're taking it as it comes and you're really not planning for the future. I think you need to start doing that. Until then, guess what? I'm gone.